Coming up on this program, we show you how to get connected. Find out how to choose an internet service provider. Discover the newest form of communication, electronic mail.
Ways down and ready to ride. One by one, billion by billion, and holding up half the sky. Raise your hand if you're ready and willing. If you know it's time. Time for a girl on time. Time for a girl on time. Time for a
Maybe? Yeah, now it's working. I should have been tipped off earlier by the fact that the other audio didn't work and I had to fix that, but I wasn't. I was just saying, I'm ill prepared for my own show. Oh, Lord Jesus. I hope everybody is well on this eve of Mikey's birthday. Reminder, tomorrow is Mikey's birthday over on Credence and Mikey. He's having a party. I think you're invited. Now I want to listen to that song by Shania Twain. Having a party. Party for two. Fuck all the fat chicks. They need love too. Hi, Mike. I hope everybody's doing great today. Like I said, I have been working all day at home. I must have got us like 15 different hearings today. And we're going to watch one or two of them. They're quite long, a few of them. So we've got ourselves, buckle up. There's a reason we started early today, because that's just the way it is. So we're going to start with, where are we going to start? Not with her. With them? It might be these guys. Let's just see if it's these guys. Hi, Beverly. Did I click the button properly? Probably not to start. Let's see. Oh, was it Judge Baker or Judge Madrigal?
0215.
Oh, it's this one. Yeah. First of all, I fast forwarded the first part because, they delete upon finishing a lot of the time, and it's mostly just the warning for me, but we'll listen to it together. But don't worry, this is an hour plus hearing, and there's a lot of back and forth. Honk if you're horny. Honk, honk. Honk, 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 honk. I don't know how much more serious about my honking I can get. But yeah, so just the beginning is going to be fast and then furious.
And this, sorry, all the pleadings up. Petition to establish the parent-child relationship. This was filed by the Attorney General's office on March 11th of 2024. And all parties, Ms. Benson, can you turn on your camera, please?
Miss Benson,
Yes,
turn on
ma'am.
your camera.
Okay. All parties are present on Zoom today. This is a remote proceeding, and I am sitting outside of Chambers County pursuant to the Texas Family Code, Section 201.1045. And nobody has objected to proceeding in this manner.
No objections, Your Honor.
Ma'am, are you able to hold your camera so we can see you better? Okay. And are you driving?
No.
Mr. Bowie, can you please state your name for the record?
Charles Jarrell Bowie.
Okay. And Ms. Benson, can you please state your full name for the record?
Latoria Tanyetta Benson.
Okay, thank you. And can you both please raise your right hands to be sworn in? Do you each solemnly swear that any testimony you give today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. You can lower your hands. And counsel for the Attorney General's office.
Julie Damani for the Attorney General.
Okay, before I begin, a few housekeeping items. The first is I am an associate judge, so you do have the right to a de novo hearing before the referring court regarding decisions I make. Also, nobody should be recording this. There should be no video recording, audio recording, photographing, any live streaming. None of that should be done by anybody who's here on Zoom today or anyone who may be watching on YouTube. Also, please note that even though you're not in a courtroom, you are in a courtroom, and you should treat this just the same as if you are. And so that includes speaking in civil tones, treating one another with respect. We generally take testimony in court, so one of you is going to be asked questions at a time. If you're not the person being asked questions, please don't interrupt that other person unless you have a legal objection. Please don't answer for them. You're going to hear things you disagree with. That's why you're having a contested hearing. But we just wait till it's your turn to speak. It's not a back and forth conversation or a time to have a fight. It's a time for everyone to get their story across, and I can listen and make a ruling. And so you'll both be given a chance to be asked questions by the Assistant Attorney General, and you'll also both be given a chance to speak as well and let me know anything you think I need to hear. But just wait till it's your turn. And feel free to take notes so you don't forget anything. And then lastly, please know I'm not with the Attorney General's office. And so things you've spoken to them about only in the back, I don't know about. We did have a prior temporary orders hearing. I've looked at my notes, but it's been a while. So please don't assume I remember much. I have many hearings every day, and they sometimes jumble together. And so please just listen to the questions. Even if you've answered it before, please just answer them to the best of your ability. Don't assume that I remember things, and please don't assume Ms. Damani has told me anything, because she can't and she won't. And you can proceed, Ms. Damani. Are there any agreements today?
And like the YouTube gods were smiling upon me, I fast forwarded that perfectly, and now we're back at regular speed. Also, one of these days, one of these judges is going to take me by surprise. They're going to say, ladies and gentlemen, please note that there is no recordings of this hearing. That includes you, Paisley! Oh my God, I might die.
Your Honor, my understanding is there's an agreement to the no geographic restriction, and the understanding that Ms. Benson is designated as a conservator with the exclusive right to designate primary residence. My understanding is there is an agreement to continue the government health plan and for cash medical of $25 a month. Also, an agreement regarding Mr. Bowie having one other child that he's obligated to pay support for. And that there's no non-disclosure. And as far as I understand, an agreement to continue the standard possession and access order.
And so the issues they don't agree on, just so everyone knows what they're here for.
Yes, Your Honor.
Can you state what the order, the issues they don't agree on?
So, Your Honor, I believe Ms. Benson is asking to be named managing conservator. The temporary order has them as joint managing conservators. And there's new information to be provided today by testimony from Mr. Bowie regarding his income.
Okay.
Also, the retroactive support was reserved, and also court costs was reserved for final.
Okay, so the issues are really conservatorship, current child support, and back child support and court costs.
Correct, and we're asking for a judgment on the arrears as well.
Okay, and that's not agreed to?
I believe we have an agreement as to the arrears amount.
Okay.
Yes, or an understanding of what that is.
Okay, you can proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. State calls Ms. Benson. Ms. Benson, please state your full name.
Latoria Tanyetta Benson.
Can you state your daughter's name and date of birth?
Onyx Nevaeh Bowie, 10/14/23.
And how old is she now?
She's 1.
And Onyx lives with you?
Yes, ma'am.
Who makes the day-to-day decisions for Onyx?
I do.
Does Mr. Bowie participate in any of those day-to-day decisions?
No, ma'am.
And has he been given the opportunity to participate in those
Yes.
day-to-day decisions?
Yes, ma'am.
And he's just not choosing to
Yes, ma'am.
participate? And you currently reside in Chambers County?
Yes, ma'am.
And has Mr. Bowie exercised any visits?
No, ma'am. Only for her birthday party. And since then, he hasn't seen her. And that was in October last year.
And has he been given opportunities to visit?
Yes, ma'am.
And why do you feel that the joint managing conservator order from the temporary order is not working?
Because he's not active. He's not active in her life. He haven't been reaching out. He haven't tried to come see her. He hasn't been doing anything for her. So I've been making decisions on my own all this time. So I would just ask him to continue to do it on my own because he's not there.
And is Onyx, she's still on the government help plan?
Like Medicaid.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
And you understand that the temporary order, we're asking the court to finalize the temporary order regarding the government help plan and the cash medical for $25 a month?
Yes, ma'am.
You understand that we're asking the court to finalize the non-disclosure, finding that there is no safety concerns?
Yes, ma'am.
And also the standard possession and access order?
What's that?
Uh, in the temporary order, there's a standard possession and access order. And it includes holidays, spring break, summer vacation. And it's based on where Mr. Bowie lives.
That's fine, but I would like a wellness check.
What do you mean by that?
Where they come out and look at the living arrangements to see if it's up to standard for her to be there.
This is not CPS. I believe police do wellness checks if you're concerned with someone's safety. But this isn't something, no one has pled for this, and it's not inherent in any of the AG's cases that happened. But feel free, Ms. Damani, if that affects the SPO, you might need to ask further questions about it.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Benson, why do you feel that you need a safety check?
Because his house is not up to living in. Like it's not clean there. It's not clean. And
Have you been to Mr. Bowie's home?
yes, I have.
And does
It's mold in there, roaches.
When
It's
did you
not
last
clean.
visit his home, ma'am?
Last year, no, not 2024, 2023. Probably February was the last time I've been there. No, probably after that. But it was in 2023. I can't remember exactly when.
per the temporary order, Mr. Bowie lives out of state. That's where you're referring to. You've been out of state to his home.
Yes, Mississippi.
Oh, you want to send somebody from Texas to Mississippi to check on that? I don't think so. Oh, dear. You got to hire a lawyer, ma'am. You have to hire a lawyer. There was a jinx. There was a jinx in the chat.
But you haven't seen his home since 2023?
No,
And your daughter has not visited him out of state?
no, ma'am.
Is there any other reasons why you feel a safety check is needed?
And also he had somebody breaking his house one time and stuff like that. So
What the fuck does that have to do with anything? He's been broken into before.
When was that?
when did they break in his house?
Or how, like, was it recent? Was it like 10 years ago? Was it a year
Um,
ago?
well, I ain't really just talked to Jarrell on a social level like that since like 2023 on a social level. So that's when he was telling me out there back in 2023.
May I continue, Your Honor?
You may continue.
Uh,
Please do.
Thank you. Ms. Benson, did Mr. Bowie provide financial support for Onyx after she was born?
He did some things after she was born, like bought diapers and they bought medicine, and that was only up until she was born in October. Around December, we lost communication. We wasn't talking no more. Then, so he's been inactive since December 2023. Then he came back around after we went to court last year in August or September. So he did for her September, October, November, and then December 2024. He hadn't did anything for her up until now. No contact in no type of forms or fashion or nothing until now we on the phone for this court. But before then it was nothing.
Ms. Demona, can you clarify the months and dates? That was a little hard to follow.
Ma'am. Oh.
When people give long answers with a lot of information, it's very hard for me to follow, which is why it's real important questions are like narrow so that the
Okay.
answers are more narrow and then I could follow it a little clearer. Because when it's a lot, I try to take notes because I can't remember all this. This is a lot.
Yes, ma'am. That's
and,
fine.
so Ms. Demoni, if you can clarify that, the dates.
So Miss Benson, your daughter was born in October 23, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And so for October, November, December 23, did he provide financial support?
Yes, ma'am.
And if you could give him credit for what he provided during that time, how much would you give him for 23?
Um,
Were you all living together then?
no, we never lived together.
Okay.
I would say maybe $200, maybe $3 within that time frame.
223?
Like 200, 300, you can just say $300, somewhere like that. It wasn't much.
What about say the first 6 months of 24? Was he providing support during
No,
2024?
no, man, we had no contact.
No contact for the entire year of 2024?
No contact until the end of August or the beginning of September 2024. And that was because we came on for court and he reached out to me after court.
And so the obligation began December. So for September, October, November, did he provide support
Yes,
during
man.
that time?
Yes, man. He did the small things.
And if you could put a dollar amount on what he provided, how much would you say?
Let's see. He did help me on her birthday party, so I forgot about that. So I would say he did between that time maybe $600.
So 600 for 2024.
Yes, ma'am.
And you stated earlier that for 25, I'm sorry, but that's I withdraw that question. I pass the witness, Your Honor.
She passes the witness, Your Honor.
Okay, you may call your next witness.
Chief child so far.
State calls Mr. Charles Bowie. Mr. Bowie, please state your full name.
Sounds real, boy.
And Mr. Bowie, are you currently working?
Yes.
And I'm sorry, Mr. Bowie, first, are you in agreement to the temporary order or asking the court to finalize the temporary order in regards to you guys being appointed joint managing conservators and for the standard possession and access order?
For the joint, like it was.
Yes, in the temporary
Yes,
order.
yes, yes,
And for the standard possession and access order?
yes, ma'am.
And you understand that temporary order has Ms. Benson as having the right to designate the primary residence of the child and that there's no geographic restriction?
Know what you mean?
You understand that's what's in the temporary order?
Yeah, but I reside in there and stuff. Yes, I know.
And you're in agreement to continue the government help plan and you paying a cash medical of $25 a month?
Yes, ma'am.
Good deal.
And you understand there's an arrears balance on this case for child support in the amount of $1,548.41.
Can you say that
Yes,
slower? I'm sorry. What was that? 1,000?
$1,548.41 as of
when?
March 5th of 2025.
yes,
And you
That
also
number comes
understand
in
there's a
later.
balance of $100.13 for medical arrears as of March 5th of 2025.
yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, at this time, I would like to offer into evidence the State Exhibit A, the financial activity report in the case.
Damn, did she put this up on the screen? Fuck, Judge. Don't make me work. Let me find my little blocker. I call it the cock blocker over
Does
here.
anyone have any objection to me admitting the pay record into evidence?
No.
It's submitted as State's Exhibit 1.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Hi, Sherry. I didn't need to use my cock block.
And Mr. Bui, where do you work?
Oh, Bel Air,
Bel Air. He's a fresh
And
prince.
what do you do for that company?
drive trucks,
And how do you get paid?
weekly.
And do you get a salary? Are you paid commission? Are you paid hourly? How are you paid?
Percentage of loads.
Sorry, what do you do again, sir?
He's like a
Drive
hooker.
trucks.
He's
I
paid
get
in
paid a
loads.
percentage of
Oh,
load.
loads. I thought you said loans. Okay.
No,
Load, yeah.
loads, Judge.
Okay,
How
that's
many
what-
times
that's what I was
people
confused.
unload on his face? I mean, on his truck.
And do you get paid by checks or are you a contract employee? How are you paid?
Direct deposit.
I'm sorry, I couldn't understand that.
Direct deposit.
Direct deposit.
Direct
Yes.
deposit.
And do you
load.
know how much you made in 2024?
Can we go back to the question? I don't know that that answered her question, though. Are you like a W-2 employee? Or do you
1099.
get a 1099?
1099.
You're a 1099 employee?
Yes, yes.
1099, baby. 1099.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I like that.
How much
spunk
did you get
driver.
paid in 2024?
2024 exact number was 34,886.95.
And that's based on a 1099?
Yes.
34,000 for a truck driver?
And do you have any other income?
No, ma'am.
Does that seem a bit low, or is that proper after he's probably properly done his deductions?
And do you understand when I calculate divide that by 12, I'm getting a gross of $2,907.25?
Yes, ma'am.
And is it correct that you have one other child?
Yes, ma'am.
And you're obligated to pay child support for that child?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you also obligated to pay medical for that child?
No, ma'am.
Do you understand that I'm getting a child support amount of $434?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you in agreement to that amount?
Yes, ma'am. Plus the 25, right? For
And
help.
25 for cash medical.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Am I on tonight? What do you mean? I'm on right now. How much more on can I get? Seriously, I really don't understand.
How old is your other child, Mr.
He's
Really?
10.
10. He said he's
And so for
10.
2024, you were obligated to pay support for him in
Yes,
2024?
yes.
And
I've been paying since 2017.
Good job, sir.
Thank you, sir.
I'm not. I'm on now, and it's a long show, Naybell. So don't you worry about being too
and
late.
for the year 2023,
But it won't be like.
do you have a 1099 for that year?
Yes, ma'am. 1023. I actually
10.
had two earlier part of the year. I was driving for Harley Trucking, that I had sent over to you, and that 1099 was 34896.43. That was for Harley Trucking. And toward the end of the year, end of November, beginning of December, that's when I started at Blair. And the 1099 for that was 4680.47.
Okay, I'll go ahead and
I think he's from
calculate that.
Mississippi, but I like the twang. I like the twang all along. Hi, Rose. And yeah, so I hope that made sense, Kobe Clown. I'm here till I'm here, and then I'll be
Do you
gone.
understand I'm getting a gross monthly for the year 2023 in the amount of 3,298?
Yes, ma'am.
And after your daughter was born, did you provide any financial support in the
Yes.
year 2023?
Yes, ma'am.
You heard Ms. Benson's testimony that she would be willing to give you credit for $300 for 2023.
Yes, ma'am.
What is your testimony regarding how much you provided in
It was
2023?
Oh, Sherry, we'll hear all
2023
about
was
it.
probably around that area. I would agree with that.
He's so agreeable.
And what about 2024 up to October? I'm sorry, November.
Up to November,
I have to agree sometimes, Mike. I agree.
maybe around same, about 6 or 7, somewhere along in there. I said a little more. Like I said, I have the exact amount from, I have it documented that I would just have to go look at the exact amount, but exactly.
So you would
We
be in
love you
agreement
too.
that credit should be around $900 total?
Yes, ma'am.
Mike knows some of us are women. He's speaking generally. I agree sometimes. Women do, but men do too. But women do. Not everybody, but I sometimes get upset. But that's more my ADHD and my rejection sensitivity disorder than than being a woman.
And Mr. Boo, in regards to visitation, have you tried to visit with your daughter?
The thing is, after the last court date, the next couple of days was great. It was on one accord, and then it was time for her tablet bill to get paid. So she reached out. I said, "Well, child support start this month." I said, "Just take it out the child support." She told me that she was going to get her tablet cut off. I have the text messages also. She said she was getting her tablet cut off, and if I wanted to speak with her, I have to call her phone. I said, I ain't arguing. I said, all right, cool. So I FaceTimed her, like I said, keep my Onyx is 1 year old. I FaceTimed her. She declined the FaceTime and want a regular call. Like I said, Onyx cannot talk because she's only 1 year old. So I was like, that was kind of petty. So then it got to the point where I used to talk to her every morning. And then I got a text, good morning, how's Onyx doing? It used to be right then, but then I started getting messages back 8, 9 o'clock at night. And sometimes no responses. And I feel like you got mad because I said I wasn't going to pay the tablet bill. So I guess you wanted to make me suffer because of that. So I've been trying to be in communication.
Wait a minute, Rose. Which channel? Oh my God, all my devices are fucking busy because I am a busy lady. I'm a busy lady that works, but hold on. I think I saw that case today. Is it like a 4-hour docket, by the way? What is it under? I'll at least grab the link. Judge Carrie Baker, High Plains. Yeah, I did see that. It's over 4 hours, which means that it's harder for me to get. There it is. There it is. There it is. But I don't want to jinx this. Hold on. Don't hit play, Judge Baker. I'm going to try something quickly with you guys here. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work, but it might work. Lately, I've been having... Oh! Yes! Lately, I've been having bad luck, but guess what? Hold on, hold on, hold on. I think we may have just downloaded it in its entirety. That's excellent. This might slow down the stream slightly, but I got it. It wasn't working earlier. I did look at that. Woo! That was right in the moment. Yeah, we're at 9%. Okay, it's downloading. Oh, 17%. It's fast downloading. Yeah, baby.
Got text messages from Christmas when I said, hey, she messaged me that night. I messaged her that morning, hey, good morning, how Onyx doing? She messaged me that night and said, good. I said, okay. I said, have you put her stuff together? I never get no response back. And that's the reason why I can't get visitation. I can't see her because of the communication. You know, I can't make her answer the phone, but it's just some form of communication. That's why where we at now. You know, I have no communication. Or I call, don't get no answer. So that's where the problem come in at. But like I said, I know at the court, you can't make a person answer their phone. But in the court order, I can call. The judge stated that long as I call 2 weeks in advance, I'll be able to get her. But if you're not answering calls or not communicating, I cannot get that visitation right there. So that's been the...
It's my #1 fan, Orlando Chiquita, and I'm here to say thank you before Streamlabs. Thank you. Streamlabs. Where you at, bro? Where you at? Oh, I'm embarrassed, Donna. Thank you so much for the pair. The dancing pair that says #1. Wake up, Streamlabs. Wake up. Wake up. Well, good news. We're at 91%. You guys just witnessed my literal job. Receive tip about case. Hurry to case to see if I can download or record. Oh, it's doing it. Let's see if in 2 minutes when it converts it, that it's proper. I'm going to have to interrupt this one. So we're going to have to, that's the only way I can check. But, Streamlabs, see me later, please. We have to talk.
Real problem with that communication. It's like, you know, everything will be good, but as soon as you get mad because it's something that you don't like that I done, you stop communicating with me. You know, and you do things like you won't let me get her, but you'll come to Mississippi and don't even tell me. Pass right by where I said, don't tell me. Like, it's just a communication thing right there. I have no problem at all with the child support. And the only thing that I ask is communication. That's the only thing. You know, but like I said, I know I can't make a person talk to me, but you're not hurting me, you're only hurting the child in that point right there. And to have 10 minutes out of a day, I don't believe that'll kill anybody, you know.
Okay, I have to say it. I have to say it. He sounds so reasonable, doesn't he? I'm being serious. Like, it's ridiculous. We normally have unreasonableness. And in fact, he's being consummately reasonable. Oh, it's download complete. Okay, so we're at, in this hearing, 3928. Can somebody write that down? 3928. 3928. Please. Then I'm going to check and make sure that we got the whole file, because sometimes my download program goes, yeah, no problem. We'll download that video for you. Did you want it all? And I'm like, yeah, I want the whole video. And they're like, oh, the whole video? And I'm like, yeah, all 4 hours and 9 minutes of it. And sometimes they only, oh my God, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. No, we're going to look at this later. But I just got to make sure that we got it all. Oh my God, look at that. Oh, we can't open the file though. See, it's broken at the end. What the happened? What that happened? Do I need to download it again? Hold on. See, this is actually what I have to do. Because it's working-ish. But is it going to open this time? Sorry, and then we'll go immediately back into 3928. Thank you guys so much for your help in there. And Orlando Chiquita, she does say that. Okay, it's here. We're good enough.
Ordered, correct?
Yes, correct.
No, we was not able.
Yes, I've already said correct. We're good. Okay, so now we go back to today's captures. And this one. And we were at 3928. You guys are so awesome for that. And we'll just bring it back up. And we can close off this whole thing because we don't need it anymore. We got the whole video. We're doing great.
0215.
Ma'am, Judge, you're going to need to just back up with me because we need to get to 3928. And you're just like ahead of yourself. 3949, that'll have to do. Here we go.
Like, it's just a communication thing right there. I have no problem at all with the child support. And the only thing that I ask is communication. That's the only thing. You know, but like I said, I know I can't make a person talk to me, but you're not hurting me, you're only hurting the child in that point right there. And try for 10 minutes out of a day, I don't believe that'll kill anybody, you know, or hurt anyone, you know.
So you think that you can work together with Miss Benson?
Yeah, I have no problem. I have no problem at all. But I just need some communication. That's all. Like, you don't have to sit there on the phone with me hours, you know, hey, Honey's doing good. That sounds like you stay 5 hours from me. So it's not like I can drive here. You know, if I drive, that's 5 hours, that's 5 hours back. It's 10 hours right there. You know, if I have no form of communication, I can't know what's going on or anything like that. Me, I have no problem at all. Like I said, when I got to seeing changes after the last court, when I messaged early in the morning, good morning, I used to, before court, I used to get messages right back. Or I FaceTimed her every morning while she was getting ready for school. And after I said I was going to pay her tablet bill to just take it out of child support, then there was a problem right there. You said you was going to cut her tablet off. And if I wanted to talk to her, I have to contact you, which I felt was petty, but I didn't even argue with it. I agreed with it. So I started contacting her, and I contact her that morning, and I get a message 8, 9 o'clock at night. Good. Like, you know, like I said, it's just a communication thing.
I pass the witness, Your Honor.
Do you have anything further?
Yes.
If I could go back to Miss Benson regarding the arrearage.
You may.
Miss Benson, you heard my summary of the arrears balance on the case.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you in agreement to those amounts that they're owed?
Yes, ma'am.
It's the child
And you're
that I've
asking
had,
the
though,
court,
cellulite over there.
to do a judgment for those amounts?
The amount you just named, the $1,500 and $100.
Yes, ma'am. The arrears on the case.
Yes, ma'am.
I passed the witness, Your Honor.
The state does not represent either of you, so I'm going to give you both a chance if there's anything additional you think I need to hear. Ms. Benson, is there anything additional you'd like to say?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
First, I want to speak upon the income.
Hold on.
The income that he's giving.
First, I just want you guys to understand that the next 35 minutes will be mainly taken up with her complaining. Just FYI.
That's not the income. There's not. He have showed me check stubs where he make $6,500 a week. He take low $1,200 a day, $600 a day. I have seen that. So the amount that he's giving y'all, that's not accurate. As far as the with seeing Onyx, like he said, we was in agreement when first of all he went 10 to 11 months without having no communication. He had no reason not to reach out to her. He got mad because he couldn't accept the fact that we wasn't together. So when we went to court in 2024, in August, the beginning of September, he ended up reaching to me after court. Well, actually, my other kid's dad reached out to him about doing for his daughter, being there for his daughter, because they were trying to put him at fault for my baby. So once he reached out to him, whatever happened with that, and we had court that day, he ended up texting me that evening to talk to me. I work every day through the week, 10-hour shifts. So when he reached out to me, I told him I talked to him late that evening. So we ended up talking when I got off work or whatever. And the entire time we was on the phone, he never asked about Onyx. So I ended up bringing up Onyx, and I brought him to the truck stop to meet Onyx. Later that week, I think it was that same week, I ended up bringing him to the truck stop to see him. Cause he asked me, could I bring him? I told him, yeah. So he seen her then, and then he came for her birthday. I asked him, like, well, you gonna come down the weekend for her birthday? So what he did, he drove to a party. He was late. He left her party early for whatever reason, I don't know. After that, he was texting. Let me go back. He got her an iPad for her birthday. The reason he got the iPad for her birthday, because he like, what you want Onyx to get for her birthday? I said, I was going to buy her an iPad or either a phone or whatever. And he was like, well, do you want to get the iPad? And he was like, yes. I said, that'll be the way you can communicate with her on FaceTime, because you're not going to tie my line up with FaceTiming Onyx and you ain't going to keep her attention on it. So that was the agreement really why she got the iPad for her birthday. So I put the iPad on my line so she can be able to talk to him. Like if she's away from the house, she won't have to have Wi-Fi. So
She's 1. She's 1 year old. How could she possibly need a cell phone plan on the go, ma'am? And sir? That's outrageous. You don't need that. It could be on iPhone. It could be on Wi-Fi. I'm pretty positive that on Wi-Fi would be just fine for a 1-year-old, right? Why on earth would you need an iPhone? No.
She was talking to him. He was paying the bill every month. Then boom, like he said, December came. I reached out to him. I said, hey, can you buy Onyx some diapers? He said, no, I paid child support. Take it out of there. I said, well, what about the iPad? I said, you agreed that you was going to pay the iPad and, for your communication with Onyx. He said, well, that was before you want to do the court way. He said, so take it out of there. I said, well, I would have the iPad cut off because I'm not going to pay a bill when you agreed to, I got the text message as well. When he agreed to get the iPad for his phone, his way of communicating with her. I said, so from now on, don't contact the iPad, contact me to get to talk to, find out whatever you need to talk to Onyx. So we didn't have no communication after that for maybe a day or two, maybe a week out. I'm not sure. I have to look at the messages and see. So then he did reach out. He was texting, good morning. I work. And in the beginning, I was going out my way to get up early enough to get Onyx up so she can talk to her dad. But when he seemed like he didn't want to be there and do what he needs to do for her, why should I go all the way out my way to make something for you when you got all day to take, do the beats, talk to Onyx? Then he got to the point where he was like, oh, I was asleep. I couldn't talk to Onyx, blah, blah, this, blah, blah, that. So I was like, okay. I said, well, when he did reach out to me, he did FaceTime me. When he FaceTimed me, I did not ignore his call. I didn't have my phone. I returned the call. I returned the call regular. I did not return the call FaceTime. So I told him, hold on, let me take Onyx the phone. So I took the phone under the Onyx. She did her little baby talk or whatever. And I like, you hear Onyx? He like, no. I like, oh, she on the phone. I said, you can talk to her. And she was holding the phone. She was making her little babbling noise or whatever. And he just sat there. I said, Jarrell, you don't hear Onyx? He like, well, something. He said on his breath. I said, what did you say? But he didn't want to repeat it. So, but I think I heard him say, That's why I FaceTime her. He like, well, I'm gonna call y'all back later. Never call back. So after that, maybe a couple of days later, he texts me. He do text. He said, good morning, how's Onyx? I'm at work. I'm not gonna take out of my schedule at work and just check my text message to reply back to you then. So when I get home and get settled, I did reply to his message. So everything I was doing in the beginning, I was going out of my way to do that, to try to make him be active. But it's not my job to make him be there for her, to make him talk to her and all that. I was doing all the extra stuff for him. But when I seen that he only do certain things when he feel like, or when it's convenient to him, or when he ain't mad at me, I put an end to this. So I was gonna only respond to him when he reach out, because I have Onyx here with me. So it's really no reason for me to reach out to him unless it's something. I have reached out to Jarrell about Onyx being in the hospital, Onyx being sick. Jarrell had no care in the world. He be like, oh, okay. He don't check in up on to see how she doing. She been in and out the hospital when it was 2024. I would text him about that. In and out the hospital with her being sick, RSV, all other type of stuff going on with her. He showed no concern. I reached out to him and called him, let him know. So after that, when she started doing her hospital visits and having stuff going on, I didn't reach out to him because it was upsetting me more reaching out to him, and he have an attitude like he don't even care what's going on. So December, he didn't text me for Christmas. He didn't say nothing about Christmas. And I haven't heard from Jarrell since the last time he texted me, when he said, good morning, X, how Onyx we doing? And I said good, and that was it. So once everything was going good until he had to start paying child support. And not only that, I had somebody write me off a fake page. I did a police report. Somebody been writing me off a fake page with the documents that only me, him, and Brian have. They wrote inbox me and Brian off a fake page, harassing me, talking about they gonna get people to do to me, saying Jarrell a good man. He should have never had a baby by me. I need to go find out who my real baby daddy is. They also inboxed Brian and his girlfriend with the same stuff
You
saying,
lost me with names. I don't know who Brian is.
Brian is the one that we have to get. He's by law, he's my husband, but we've been separated for 12 years.
Oh, bitch! He your husband? You don't get to... Oh my God, you're married to him? The twists and turns. I've been dreaming about my dinner. This is like summed up in it could have been an email. I wish you would just shut up. I've been literally thinking about my dinner, which is going to be roasted butternut squash, roasted onions, garlic green beans. I just can't decide what to serve it over. Hi, Officer Pork Chop. Ugh. God, she's complaining so much.
So he had to be tested for Onyx because the state law of Texas say that legally Onyx is his child until he's ruled out. So that's why we have to do the DNA test for me, Brian, which is my other kid's father, and Jarrell.
And your husband. Yeah,
and he was getting threatened messages too, saying that somebody needs to put their feet on my throat and all type of stuff, like harassing them about me. And I called child support and spoke to someone, and they told me that those papers are a public record, but only way to get public access to them, you have to have a certain type of information. So only people who have the information is me, Brian, and Jarrell. I didn't write myself from a fake page. Brian got the same harassment. He didn't do it. So it's only one other person there, left to be out here and trying to harass
police
people.
Reports, ma'am? What documents are you talking about?
I wanted to do a police report because I was getting harassed after Jarrell had to start paying child support, which I never received.
I'm not in control of that, ma'am.
I missed that part. I would have titled that. I've been harassed since he had to start paying child support. I have vermicelli noodles. I don't know if that would work. Maybe with some pad thai sauce. Do I have pad thai sauce? Do I have pad thai sauce? I don't think I do. Oh, I'm gonna go look.
Okay.
So the communication was not a problem. Jarrell don't know how to communicate. I've been told Jarrell from the long. You can see Onyx whenever you get ready, as long as you know me, let me know in advance, ma'am.
Who is Jarrell? Do we not have his name?
Charles is Jarrell. Okay. I call him. I know When I met him, I've been knowing him all like ever since I've been knowing him since I was 13. I always know him as Jarrell. I never knew his name was Charles until we went to court. So I call him Jarrell. But I was open with communication. I told me I used to call him and say, hey, you want to come see Onyx this weekend? I even offered him to come down. He can bring his mom. They can get a room. Onyx can sit there because Onyx is a girl. A lot of stuff happening with girls these days. Not saying that he'll do it. I don't know what he may be capable of, but things are happening with girls and their dads. And my baby ain't been around him. She's a female. So that's kind of a safety issue with me with a girl being around. That's a total stranger to her. Especially when he's not making no effort to even try to like reach out to her, come visit. And I have gave him option like, you can come see her, blah, blah, this. And so, yes, I have came to Mississippi in the past, but at what point do I have to reach out to him when I haven't been talking to him? I'm not going to say, hey, I'm in Mississippi, you want to see your daughter? Because if you want to see your daughter, you'd have reached out to me before then, and we would have had some type of form of communication that you'd have been seeing your daughter and you was wanting to see your daughter. And I went to Mississippi on personal reasons with family issues.
Take a breath, ma'am. Hi, Dwight. And there's no pad thai sauce. Plain rice. Plain rice. Shit. Plain rice.
For family related issues. So that's why I was in Mississippi, but it was an in and out Mississippi. But still at the end of the day, Jarrell have not reached out to me. He's blaming all this because he had to pay child support. I've been taking care of Onyx ever since day one. That money he gave me,
in Mississippi.
it helped for the things that he did and it's appreciated, but I've been doing this on my own. So money, it was never really an issue. But I feel like I shouldn't have to take care of my daughter by myself when I didn't make her by myself. And I feel like my daughter shouldn't have to suffer with not having her dad in her life because he's mad at me for whatever reason. Because I'm easy to get along with. No matter what our difference is, I'm willing to put that aside and focus on our child because she's the bigger picture. Like, I don't want to see my daughter grow up with no dad in her life. And I had told him that before. Ma'am?
How much is the iPad bill?
$60 a month.
She giving you that bill, ma'am. You need to stop blocking your blessings. Also, welcome, Dwight. I'm so glad that you're here. We have a lot of fun around here. We do a lot of bullshitting. A lot of bullshitting. I will say that. Whoops. That's just the way it is.
Is that for the iPad, the 60 month, or is it for the actual data?
That's for the iPad, the service.
Okay, so you're paying off the iPad. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. It had to be paid off within 24 months. It's a 24 months.
24 months of the iPad, and then it is paid off. This 1-year-old has more
Mr. Boo, is there anything you'd like to say?
Yes, the part of the communication, my schedule fluctuates. So sometimes I sleep during the day, and that's the reason why I say I'm not able to talk to her because I'm sleeping during the day and I night ride. So that's the reason for that. For the letter that she was getting the threats and stuff, I also received those same things from a fake page, and I also reached out to her husband, Bryant. I also reached out to him. I was like, "Hey, man, do you stay in? Hey, have you ever stayed in Hazelhurst?" He was like, "No." I screenshot and sent it to him. He didn't mention anything to me about he got that too. He was like, "Man, that's crazy." But up on the letter, yes.
I want to stop you both for a moment. I'm not sure what you all do agree to and don't agree to anymore, because you both seem to indicate you agreed to the standard possession order, but I'm hearing an awful lot of concerns from both of you that seem like they're visitation issues. So I'm not sure what you're all asking for. You all obviously have some issues and don't get along well. There's obviously this issue over the iPad, which is causing an awful lot of strife.
The iPad for the iPad baby is causing a lot of strife.
Like for me, I have no problem at all.
The
I
judge
get
is
some
gonna
communication, I have no
have
problem at
to
all.
Well, okay.
decide.
Let me take a step back and just let you all know this. Visitation, once it's set up by a court, shouldn't require discussion. He has the right to see the child. You come, you get the child. If you don't get the child, you can look into filing for contempt. Now, obviously, communication is better because things happen, especially when you live really far away. Someone could be violently ill. Obviously, nobody wants to expose, whether it's the child or Mr. Bowie, no one wants to be exposing other people to that illness, and so you might need to reschedule or cancel. So I'm not saying things don't happen and there's just no communication, but as a general rule, things are going along, people are healthy, nothing major is going on. You should be able to just go visit without having Miss Benson involved. That being said, communication is better than no communication.
Give
But
them the
let me go back to,
wizard.
ma'am, what are you asking for visitation? It was
Give them the
originally said
family
in the beginning
wizard.
of this hearing that you agree to the standard possession order. Are you still agreeing to that?
Is that the visit once a month?
Yeah, since he lives far away, it would be once a month, yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Give them the damn family wizard and be done with it, Judge.
And so what
Don't
he's
let us
talking about
speak
was the
again.
reaching out to them. Since there's a
I don't want rice. You guys, I'm less of a rice lady, more of a noodle
Hey,
lady.
Judge, can I say
I'm into
something?
nudes.
no.
I'm into
Let me
nudes.
give me a moment, sir. I'm just trying
This
to
is the
see what
truth
we're
of the
talking
matter.
about.
I'm into nudes. I cannot lie.
14 days written or so yeah, you just give 14 days written or telephonic notice, sir, and you don't need a response back. You've given your notice.
That's
Okay. I mean, I know it's difficult, and obviously it's going to be expensive if you keep driving out there and she doesn't turn the child over to you. But you know, we don't know that that's going to happen. It hasn't happened yet.
No.
And she shouldn't do that. So, ma'am, please don't start doing that. But at this point, you know, you let her know this is the weekend I chose, and you go and you follow the times in the order, the schedule in the order, and you go, and then she should turn the child over to you. You shouldn't be relying on each other for stuff. Right now, things are kind of raw between you two. You're learning to adjust, and now that there's a court order between you two about what's child support, what's not. You know, in the past, he wasn't giving you child support, ma'am, and so I guess you'd ask for stuff and he'd give it to you. Although it doesn't sound like he was giving you much. If all you can agree to is $900 over 2 years, you're going to get far more than that in child support. And so even though it might seem frustrating,
He's right. Everything should be paid through the child support office, ma'am. Stop
You're-
asking.
in the temporary order, it was $350 a month. Right now, I think the number being thrown around is a little less than that, but still over 300 a month. So you'll be at 900 in less than 3 months versus 2 years.
It's
or a year and a half.
425, I thought, Judge.
Actually, it's 434 right now is what he's agreeing
Oh,
to.
see? 434. I like rice sometimes, you guys, but I'm not good at cooking it. That's the honest to God truth. I'm just not good at cooking rice. Rice and I don't have a good relationship. I'm much better at cooking nudes.
Okay. Ms.
what I've
Tamani, do
learned.
you have a request that the state's asking for regarding back support? So
Maybe I
Mr.
should put
Bowie
a
can
rice
respond
cooker on my
to
Amazon
that.
wish list.
Yes, Your Honor. I calculated a back child support for 3 months, the year of 2023, and then 11 months for 2024, with a credit for 900, a total of $5,408.
Do you want to respond to that?
Gojihushi. Does it sing to me, Courtney, when it's done?
I'm ready to
Vicky,
get
you
over.
can get
We
them
can
for
we
like under
can we
$20.
can market it that I'm agreeing with it. We don't have to
Like 2
argue
packs
with
of
it.
smokes,
I'm not
right?
arguing with it. We
Are
can
you still
do that.
doing good with no smoking? My Instant Pot has a rice cooker setting, and I've looked up how to do it, but it's just like.
So, sir, did you get that iPad as a birthday gift for the child, for your daughter?
Yes.
And you knew when you did it, it was $60 a month for 24 months. Is that correct? Or did you not know?
No, well, I just do $60 a month. But like I said, that was before I was paying child support. You know, you wasn't getting nothing but like the Pampers and the things like that. So that's why when it came, that's why I was like, well, hey, just take it out of the child support. You're getting 400 and something dollars. So I was like, just take it out the child support. Say you're getting 900 every 3 months, just take it out of that. It shouldn't have been a problem. Like, I don't understand what was the difference between me actually giving you the money and just taking out of child support. You both, it's there, you know, it's both coming from me, you know.
25 minutes, Beverly? On the stove? John's late, but he's purple. So we think it's a decent trade-off. The judge is like, I am fucking done with you people and your goddamn iPad problem.
Well, sir, if you don't pay for it, it sounds like it might get cut off. Do you understand that?
Uh,
Are you prepared for that?
well, it wasn't no communicating with it. Like, she's work and I work, so she said she was going out the way. So really, I really wouldn't get the communication until the visitation anyway, you know, if I'm not getting any response, you know. So if she working 10 hours, she say, and my schedule fluctuates, so
So if
I
it's, is it even possible to return the iPad? I mean, I guess someone's on the hook for this money. Is that correct?
iPad's not going back,
Ma'am.
Judge. She's just bitching at
You
him.
can't just
cutting
return
him
the
off.
iPad, right? Or can you?
You can
stop-
return it. It just affect your credit with the company.
But
I
Judge,
sing my
if I can get the communication of just calling, and at least she can get her just to answer it and pop it up, I don't mind paying it if I can get the communication. But I don't want to pay for something that I'm not going to get communication from. That's my only thing with it. I don't mind. I paid the $60 for the communication to be able to talk to her when both of us schedule are free or whatever. You know, maybe she get off work and get her and can prop it up and I talk to her for a little bit. I have no problem with that. But
The
if
child
I'm paying
can't
it and
even
not
use
getting
the
no
fucking
communication,
iPad.
that's where the problem would come in. But I have no problem with that.
Can I speak on that, Judge?
You can't, and honestly, this really isn't before me. I'm debating if I should try to address it in your order because it seems like somewhat important. But do keep in mind your child's 1. They're gonna, right now, they need parental help to do almost anything. But they are gonna grow and they're gonna grow fast. And at some point they won't need that help. But yes, Miss Benson.
The thing about that, when Onyx had that iPad, she was talking to her dad. Whether, like I said, whoever had Onyx, the iPad goes with her. When she was with her godparents or whoever may be watching her for the time while I'm at work, only time he can't talk to her during school hours because she go to school. After that, I let my daughter know, I let my dad know, I let her
She's a
godparents
year
know.
old. What
Onyx have talked to
school?
him when she wasn't around me. They told me that he called, but that was in the past when he was paying the bill. He had all communication with. If he had a missed call and I see it, I'll call back. Sometimes I'm not gonna tell a story.
My sister, here's the thing. Sometimes I just default to the way that I was brought up, which was a wannabe iPad baby. There was no iPads when I was a baby, but God. Oh, if there was. But and my daughter had screens but no iPad. Like, I was using the iPad. And I was like, no, bitch, you watch the TV when I was younger and she was younger. I was still iPad babying myself. And then eventually, so for my sister, the baby who shall remain nameless, whenever I'm watching and like he's throwing a bit of a fit, I'll be like, oh, well, let's put on something. And she's like, we are not doing screen time, Paisley. I'm like, oh, that's right. Yes, no, I remember. No screen time. None. I never do screen time when I'm watching him. Never. I'm like, this kid has heard some court.
iPad been on dad and I'll forget to charge it. And when I do charge it, I call. I said, "Oh, I seen you call." I said, "I didn't know." I said, "From now on, if you call," and we had a disagreement on that. I said, "From now on, when you call Onyx iPad and nobody don't answer call, we're not used to having an iPad around, so we be all over the place." So I said, "If you call and you don't get an answer, text my phone like, hey, I tried to call Onyx, I ain't getting no answer." And I said, "I'll get her to call you back." It ain't like Onyx can pick the iPad up and say, "Hey, let me see who called me," and I quite wasn't really thinking like, "Oh, let me see if Onyx got any missed calls." If she grabbed the iPad, she grabbed it. Or if I hear it ringing while I'm around, I'm at home, then yes, we answer his call. We never ignore none of his calls. We never not returned his calls. It may have not got returned always promptly for the most part. Most time it did get returned promptly, but sometimes there have been times that we didn't return right away because I didn't know she had missed calls, and I called him, and that turned ugly. It turned into an argument. He like, oh, you want stuff to be your way, blah blah this, blah blah that. No, I'm just telling you, hey, if you call her and she don't answer, and I don't hear it, we don't know you got a call. I don't always think to say, hey, let's check the iPad. So text me. I may not text back right then and there, but when I do see it, I will reply and say, hey, so honest this place or the iPad, maybe this place, we'll return it later. So he was getting communication through that iPad then, but as of now, he haven't got, like he said, he haven't got any, any communication with the iPad because we haven't even been on talking terms. And like I said, like, I feel like I didn't do nothing wrong. I have no reason I'm not gonna run nobody down, beg nobody to be a father. That's not my job. My job is to be a mother and be there for my daughter. I can't make you do anything that you don't want to do. And I can't control how you feel about a situation. So I just hate that my daughter have to suffer the outcome because me and him can't get on one page about things that we need to be on for our kid. And we don't have these discussions. I'm always was open with him, talking to him about like ways we can better this. And he told me, I got the message. He said, I appreciate you being a good mother and doing what you did for us while I wasn't there. That'll never happen again. And we brought the new year in the same way we brought it in 2024. No communication. And Anna's getting older. And I look at her a lot of times and it hurt my heart that she don't have her dad there. Even though we got what we got going on, but at the end of the day, I want my baby to have her dad there. And I feel like that's not right. That my daughter, that we can't put our differences aside and we study going back and forth to court because the same stuff. And money really ain't the issue. Because when I did call, he did do the list stuff he did, but for the most part, I took care of my daughter. Because I don't like begging nobody to do nothing for my child.
This lady won't take a breath, KCK. Thank you for being here and giving me a reason to pause the video. Ma'am, you're just repeating the same things over and over again. This judge needs to be more strict. Rose is right. Judge Nelson from Texas would have shut this shit down. So would Judge Aguilar. Could you imagine Judge Aguilar, the guy from yesterday, listening to this? He would have been fucking pissed. Like, livid. Scorching. Scathing. Fucking done. I don't know how else. I don't know. I don't understand. The attorney needs to step in too. Like, object. Do the judge a goddamn favor. This is what you need to do. This is how you get on the good side of the judge. What this attorney should be doing is objecting. Objection, Your Honor, non-responsive, and then the judge and you are going to lawyer up, okay? You go and play this girl and shut her the fuck up in court because you both know the rules. But you're both being polite. Stop it.
I need diapers. I shouldn't have to call you every 2 weeks and say, hey, can you buy diapers? You got my address. Send her what you want her to have. That's all I ask. I shouldn't have to tell you constantly what you need to do as a father. That's not my job. So I'm just like, I'm really over this situation. Like, it's like we're not getting nowhere. We do good. Like, we get off this call, we'll be doing perfectly fine. And when something don't go his way, my baby get the short end of the stick. She got the suffer, and she getting older, and she learning. So that my daughter would know, like,
Happy birthday,
well, her daddy ain't there.
Lisa.
She's almost 1.5, so she know a lot.
This lady
More
thinks
than
her
what you would think she'll know. He
18-month-old
missing out on all that.
baby knows a lot of things.
Because, like, he can't put his difference aside. We can't get on one accord for her.
Her boss
and my baby
is going to get
shouldn't have to
worried
go through
here.
that. And I shouldn't have to go through, and we as a whole shouldn't have to go through. We should just be trying to be here and focus on the bigger picture, and it's our daughter. I'm on there with the judge now.
Her
On the
boss
phone
be
with the
like, what the
judge.
fuck is going on in here, Latoria? You're
yes, sir.
crying and screaming.
Okay, yes, sir. I'm sorry about that. I'm at work. That was my boss. He let me took this call. But
No, Judge, stop it
I know
now.
the decision up to y'all. We done spoke out truth on everything or whatever the case may be, but it's like, I ain't gonna just say it's pointless, but it's like we never get nowhere with it because, like, and I'm not gonna run nobody down. I'm not gonna make nobody do nothing. Like, I've been doing what I do for my daughter all this time, so I'd accept the fact, like, this is what it is. Like, I'm not forcing nothing. I'm not going out my way no more for nobody. I'm only doing reciprocating what's been issued to me. If you reach out to me, I'll reach out to you. If you don't want to do no forms of communication, I'm not reaching out to you. I have no reason to. That's not my job to make you be there, make you understand, make you want to know things. That's not my job.
She's winding
I'm
back
not
up
gonna
again.
do it. But he think that, oh, I can go this long without talking to her and I can just jump back in the picture and be like, oh, she's supposed to be all jolly and no, because you leave and you come back when you want to. My baby is not, your daughter is not an option. She's supposed to be prioritized. And I feel like she's, at the end of the day, she's been left as an option. She's not his main focus.
Okay, get down.
Jesus Christ. He was so nice, too. Judge is like, oh, fuck. And she's over here, got the longest nails. What job does she do? She drives a truck, too. I guess you could do that with long nails. I like short nails. But I don't have the money to get my nails did all the time, so I don't. That was a lot, Lisa, and you may have missed it. It's been going on for a while. She been moaning for a while. Not the good kind. Unfortunately, not the good kind tonight. Guys, a little reminder, please like the video while you got the chance, regardless if you like her or not. Like me and the video. Secondly, if you're new here, subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment on the video. I love when you do that. And tell me what you had for dinner. If you didn't like what you had for dinner, tell me what you wish you had. I just burnt my finger a little bit, but I'll be okay. I decided on my dinner earlier. I'm going to have roasted butternut squash with roasted onions and garlic green beans. You know what, guys? I'm probably going to put it over potatoes because I'm pretty European. My daughter should learn how to do nails. That would be a good idea. But I don't know. My family is notorious for getting people to do careers that they think are valuable to them later in life, and I think there's something a little bit manipulative about that. And even though my Machiavellian numbers are off the chart, I still don't want to.
Okay, I'm going to make my ruling and render judgment. I'm ordering that Ms. Benson is the managing conservator and that Mr. Bowie is the possessory conservator with no residency restriction. I'm ordering Mr. Bowie has the standard possession order that's in the temporary order for possession and access. I'm finding that nobody has private insurance or dental insurance.
I know it saves me money. I
For
feel bad
Onyx,
doing that.
and I'm ordering that Ms. Benson continue with a government or medical assistance program.
But I might buy her all the stuff in
I'm ordering
case she
Mr. Bowie
likes
to
it.
pay Ms. Benson cash medical support of $25 each month beginning April 1st, 2025.
And I wish I had
For child support,
Chinese takeout too. Also, Burger King we still have.
I'm
It's not that
finding
good here.
gross resources are the $2,907.25 per month. And I'm ordering child support based on that. However, I'm ordering that Mr. Bowie pay, and I guess you pay Ms. Benson. Is that how you're doing it for the iPad?
Yes, ma'am. I cash out.
Okay, so I'm ordering that you pay her outside of the child support registry,
All right.
$60 a month for the iPad. Ma'am, do you know how much it will be once the actual iPad, the device, is paid off?
I think them lines, like, I want to say somewhere between $20 and $30 a month, and then the insurance, like I think $18. So it's something like that. I have to look at the breakdown, but that'll be after 24 months. The bill will go down. I can if that's what you order, I can let him know, or I can show him the paper or whatever you want me to do.
Okay, so I'm ordering so that you pay for the iPad. I am giving you a $40 credit until October 2026. So your child support starting April 1st, 2024 will be $394 with that credit for the iPad. And that will be until October until October of 2024. And then it will go back to $434 a month beginning November 1st of 2026.
Plus 25, right?
No, it's 24 months from October of 2024. Is that correct?
No, I was talking about for the medical. The plus the 20, like the number
Yes,
you
plus
just.
the 25. I'm sorry. Yes, I thought you were
Yes,
asking.
that's fine. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Judge is
I
making
am
him
finding
pay
you
for
in
the
arrears
iPad.
for child support $1,548.41 as of March 5th, 2025. I'm ordering a cumulative. I'm also ordering back child support.
I'm so sorry, Judge. You said you found him in arrears in what amount?
Oh, well, one moment. I'm looking at mine.
I think she said something like 1,000, but I think she's about to redo the math here, ladies and gentlemen. We always have fish fillets.
It was the
at
amount
our
in your pay record
McDonald's.
as of March 5th, 2025.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
But I have been trying not to eat out. Food wise, that is. Just to clarify. And, you know, that's why I'm trying to fantasize about my dinner tonight. It's gonna be so good. Oh my god, I'm gonna roast it in so much oil. Well, not so much, just the appropriate amount of oil. And I'll sprinkle some MSG on it so it'll taste even better. And just so many things. I gotta
Judge,
keep
I
telling
have one
myself
question.
this.
One
Shut
moment,
up,
sir. One moment, sir.
sir. And then I got to I gotta hype my dinner up or else I won't want to eat it. And I'll be all sad about it. Anybody else like that? You have to hype your dinner up to yourself? Like, yeah, it's so fucking good. Ugh. I can never decide. I'd like to be eating. I would love it if I had a personal chef too. So, somebody here has
Okay.
a personal chef. Also, yes, the butternut squash I buy, by the way, is $2.57 Canadian per frozen bag, and you don't have to do any sort of prep work to it. It's incredible. I buy them like 6 bags at a time. I do. I also buy the diced onions like that. It's like way cheap. And the pepper mix is really good. All great value brand.
Okay. I am finding him in arrears the $1,548.41 as of March 4. I guess this is run on March 5th. I guess you still told me it was March 5th, 2025.
I'm sorry, how much, Judge? For the back child support?
It's the amount. I haven't ordered that yet. I keep just saying the amount on your pay record for arrears, and it's the amount on your pay record. For child support, retroactive support, I'm ordering $4,951.59.
Crab Alfredo sounds delicious.
4951.59. So I'm ordering a cumulative judgment against Mr. Bowie in the amount of $6,500 as of March 5th, 2025. I'm ordering that he pay that back at a rate of $45 per month beginning April 1st, 2025. With a step up of 45
Bill.
plus 434 when the child emancipates. I'm also ordering I'm finding he's in medical support arrears, $100.13 as of March 5th, 2025 for your pay record. And I'm ordering a judgment for medical support arrears against Mr. Bowie in the amount of $100.13 as of yesterday. And I'm ordering that he pay that back at a rate of $2 per month beginning April 1st of 2025. I'm denying the non-disclosure request, and I'm ordering that Mr. Bowie pay court costs as billed by March 6th, 2025. State's going to draft the order based on my ruling and send it to me to review and sign off on.
And Judge, you said March 6, 2026 for court costs?
Yes.
I have a question when you get a minute.
You can ask it. It might be something more appropriate for the AG's office, but what is your question?
I'll bet she does have a question.
I was gonna ask, so y'all taking the iPad money after child support,
Don't pay that to you directly.
but they dropped the child support so you can pay it. That's what I'm asking. So
Not a
basically,
full
like it's
amount.
coming
Yeah,
out of
ma'am, I
child
gave
support.
him a credit of $40 until October of 2024 is what I did. I did a deviation based on the iPad as a credit on the child support.
Okay, and I'm sorry. And also, I remember like the last time we had court, y'all said that he's supposed to have some documents turned in to get his income because I drive trucks as well. Jarrell drive over the road. I
Okay,
drive
ma'am, I'm
local.
gonna let you go talk to the AG's office about that issue.
Okay.
I'm here to hear evidence and make a ruling, and I've heard evidence today and I've made my ruling. So I'm gonna let you go talk to the AG's office about that.
Okay.
We're gonna stop the recording. And stop the YouTube. Where's host?
And she did just that. She stopped the YouTube. She stopped it all. That was it. That was all, ladies and gentlemen. She was fucking done. Who could blame her, though? You know, be careful what you wish for would be the lesson learned in that one. You bitched about the iPad more than anything to do with the child. You bitched about the $60 to do with the iPad. And then now you got what you wanted, but really you wanted that on top of the child support money, and it pissed you off. Well, like I said, be careful what you wish for. Be careful what you wish for. Okay, guys, guess what? Good news. There is a party tomorrow. It's Mikey's birthday. And it's Lisa's birthday today. Happy birthday, Lisa. But it's Mikey's birthday tomorrow. He's having a party. We won't have a show tomorrow. We will have one on Saturday, though. So tune in for that. Saturday night. You have a date. That's right. Date night. Saturday night, baby. It's going to be fun. We have lots of court to watch. But I hope that you have a wonderful evening. Do me a favor. Remember that I love you and I'm proud of you, and I will see you in the next video. Okay, bye.
Ways down and ready to ride.